Today, we're going to be touring this 126-foot Sanlorenzo SuperYacht, which was first delivered in 2023. This yacht is presented by Worth Avenue Yachts, and this is the SD126 model from Sanlorenzo Yachts. The SD stands for semi-displacement. Inside, we have 6 different staterooms, and it does have a bonus VIP guest cabin configuration, which I'll show you later on. It can sleep up to 8 crew. Officially, it's 126 feet, or 38.4 meters in length. It has a beam of 24 feet and 9 inches, or 7.54 meters, and a draft of 7 feet and 3 inches, or 2.21 meters. Now, Sanlorenzo is a highly regarded Italian yacht builder, and as we go through this tour, it's going to be easy to see why they're so highly regarded. They build an immaculate yacht. This one is in pristine condition. As mentioned, it was first delivered in 2023, so it's practically brand new. So I think that's enough information for the intro. Let's get this tour started. As you can see at the back of the yacht, you have a hydraulic swim platform. And then inside, this is your tender garage. So you can see a jet ski as well as your tender stored here. And we'll make our way on board via the passerelle. One fun fact about this yacht is the US duty is already paid, so that's very big from a tax perspective. So here you can see the aft deck. You have a long row of bench seating, as well as the additional chairs. There are side boarding gates on either side, so depending on where you are in the world, maybe you need to come on through here. These stairs will lead up to the bridge deck aft, but I think we're going to start inside through these powered glass doors. And there is a sensor, so it automatically detects you. And check out this beautiful main salon. These Sanlorenzo yachts are so stylish, as they should be. The Italians, they're known for their stylish design, but this one still feels very functional, even with the Italian design mixed in. You have a huge, and I mean absolutely massive, L-shaped seating section. It just goes on forever. And we're still going to focus our attention aft. One thing you'll notice, there's a massive door which opens up all the way across, and there is a terrace that folds out, so you get the additional balcony space. And that's right off of the main salon. So if you wanted to, you could completely open this up. That's a fantastic feature. Also, you might have noticed there is a TV right here. Then also, I think some clients are coming on board, so let's keep it moving. But this section also, you have a refrigerator and ice maker. And there are pocket doors, so you can close this area off if you want to. For now, we're going to keep heading forward. And here is the formal dining area. Look at this stunning art piece in front of the marble. And then you also have double doors on each side, so you can really open up this space.
I don't know if this is more your style. This is very fresh, clean. It smells a lot newer.
Continuing forward, this is the day head.
Seals are lower. That's typical in Italian. Oh, I will say.
Is it?
Yes. Okay. They feel really low for me, but.
You guys feel like you're.
Yeah.
And guys, we're actually going to head upstairs first. Detour alert. Normally, this isn't the route we take, but those clients were coming up on us pretty quick. So we'll check out the owner's suite as well as the guest cabins later on. But in the intro I mentioned, there is a bonus VIP cabin configuration. So right up here, when you come up the stairs, you're automatically entering this VIP cabin. The TV is built into the mirror. I know it's hard to see on camera. Some people are hit or miss on these. I promise, in person, it's much easier to see. On camera, it looks a little flickery, but that's just because of the camera settings. And then I think the ensuite is split. I believe the toilet is right here in this marble lined room. Unless it's just an extra one. Let me double check. Because if we come over in this direction, we will find the double vanity. You have that same stunning marble throughout. And then an entire wall of closets. And I was asked, the owners prefer for everything not to be opened up, so we're going to keep these closed. But if we make our way down, at the end of the hall, you'll have your shower. And let's see what's in here. Oh, it does look like you have an extra toilet. So you have 2 toilets off the VIP. And then because this space is used up, you have a smaller sky lounge area, and there is a door, of course, to close this off. But take a look at this. And this is more casual. We just have the 2 chairs and a massive TV on the wall. Although I imagine if you wanted to, you probably could fit a small L-shaped seating section here. But of course, the owners are happy with their choice currently. You could customize to your liking. And then you have a bar area right over here. But yeah, definitely an interesting VIP cabin setup. I've never seen a yacht like this where it's set up that way. So I'm sure that was a custom choice. But then outside of this glass door, we have our main alfresco dining area. You have additional storage over here in the built-in grill. And then we also have this teak furniture that looks incredible. And this is a massive U-shape. And very common on modern super yachts. You should always see this on a modern yacht, at least in my opinion. You have the teak and glass railing, so your views are unobstructed. I know, you can still see through the steel railings, but there's no bar in the middle. When you're looking aft in particular, you get the unobstructed views. And to me, that also really elevates the space, especially because you're going to be sitting right next to this space. Another detail I really liked in the ceiling, this is also lined with wood. I'm not sure if this is teak or another type of wood, so I'm not going to speculate. But either way, it looks absolutely incredible. And I really like when builders put natural wood elements into the different areas. I think you can't go wrong with a natural finish like that. You can also see bits of that example in the handles of the door to the Sky Lounge. Now, we're going to adjust the camera settings because it's going to be very bright up on the sun deck. Starting all the way back, we have 3 freestanding loungers and the same design on the railing back here, which I like once again. Got to keep it consistent. There is a shade overhead, but of course you could take this down if you wanted to. And then if we look forward, we have some storage right here, and I believe this is a catering section with refrigerators. There's 3 chairs built into the bar, then everyone's favorite, the hot tub. But wait, there's more. Also on this yacht, all the way up on the foredeck, I'll give it away now, we have a second pool or hot tub all the way up there. You can probably see it. It's very impressive on a yacht that's only 126 feet. And then in the ceiling in this section, it's hardtop over here. And then this section can be retracted back. So we can really open up the space if you'd like. And you have U-shaped seating that wraps around as well. So this is a very well-equipped sun deck in my opinion. But you have to let me know what you think so far. Comment down below. I know we still have to see the owner's suite and the rest of the guest cabins. Don't worry, I'm not gonna forget. We'll see where that interested party is, and then we'll work around them.
Smaller sky, but she doesn't want tucked in, got a grill.
All right, perfect timing, guys. They're up in the Sky Lounge, so now we can make our way into the owner's suite. Actually, before we go there, let's head over to the crew domain. Down this hallway, we'll find the galley. Very stylish, yet functional in here. All of your cold storage is over here. And then down this door, this is where we find the crew mess. So you can see the laundry facilities. And then here's an example of one of the crew cabins. And you also actually have direct access to the guest cabin through this hallway. Actually, I'm getting confused. This is the guest cabin. Excuse me, guys. As you can see, right through this door, you can see all the other guest cabins. We'll explore this area in full in just a moment. But this is a guest cabin. We have these double doors, which lead us to the crew mess, so they can easily service these areas. Now the crew cabins are actually located here. So it's a pretty good sized crew area, or crew room I should say. Their ensuite is over here. All right, let's head back upstairs. Then before we head over to the guest cabins, I did want to show you the bridge because you do access it from this crew domain and also the side decks. You'll see it ends right here, brings you inside. So if we come up this staircase, this is the bridge. You can see 5 multifunction displays right in the middle and the rest of the controls for the super yacht. There's a space for the office over here, as well as a bench just behind the helm station. Now I think it'll be easiest to go out one of these doors to the foredeck. So let's open this up. And then you'll also notice right away a wing station. This will wrap around in the Portuguese bridge. Up on the foredeck, you have ample space for the guests to lay out. So you have 2 L-shaped seating sections with the tables. You also have the speakers built in. I always like a foredeck that makes really good use of the space. And then here all the way forward, it's half business, half pleasure, because you can see all of your kit for the anchors, but then we still have the hot tub all the way forward. Let's head back inside and close this up behind us. And we'll head back down the stairs so we can finally check out the owner suite and the guest cabins. This brings us back to the main salon dining room combo. Now, I know we've been talking about it forever. Let's head forward. Did I show you the day head before? I can't remember, but it's right here. And then through this door is the owner suite. They have a desk. Their closet is right over here, but as mentioned, we're not going to open anything up. You have a massive TV built into the wall. In this room is the full beam of the yacht. And then we can't walk through it just because I want to respect the wishes, but you do have a walk-through shower. So you have the vanity, a toilet in here, then this walk-through shower. It's absolutely massive. I mean, look at this also. You can see how the shower is built into this slab here. So you can lay down, just get blasted with water. And we will walk around to the other side. This is an incredible feature in the owner suite. Now we already got a sneak peek of some of the guest cabins because Tony was getting a little lost. You can see everything in here finished extremely nicely, very similar to the owner suite. And you know, now that I'm here and I'm thinking about it, maybe that was a crew cabin. Now I'm a little bit confused, and maybe we can solve this together in the comments, or at least you can tell me what you think. That cabin that we saw earlier, here, before I go in there, you know, it's carpeted the exact same, so that makes me think it's a guest cabin. In the brochure I got from Worth Avenue Yachts, it mentioned 5 cabins, not 6. So with the VIP cabin upstairs, technically that would make this 6 cabins. So maybe the yacht uses that as a crew cabin. I'm not 100% sure. And if you're confused what I'm talking about, you remember earlier when I walked through from this section from the crew mess, it was unclear if this is considered a guest cabin or the captain's cabin. Honestly, although it's finished really nicely, so you could easily use this as a kid's room for a guest cabin, I'm thinking they might use this as the captain's cabin. And one reason I say that is because the chief stew told me that the captain's cabin was very clean and already open. So I imagine she was talking about this door when I came down and not those other cabins. So I think they use this as the captain's cabin. But like I said, you could easily use this as a guest cabin as well. I mean, it's finished so nicely back here. And maybe that's just a customization of this specific yacht where they use this that way. Typically, this would still be the smallest cabin. But I can't see how it would be considered a captain's cabin. It is much thinner than the rest of the rooms. We're a little stumped. I think we figured it out. But you'll have to let me know what you think. Since Worth told me there are 5 cabins, I imagine they use that as the captain's cabin. That's just what we're gonna go with. 5 cabins or 6, depending on your needs, I guess. And now we've seen all of the interior spaces. So now we're going to go downstairs to the engine room. And one thing I wanted to show you, because we did go up from the port side, you can from the aft deck. We have the balcony that folds out. I wanted to show you that. But then you can access the forward deck directly from this side. Earlier, I know we had to go inside and then outside, but just so you know, for ease of getting around, you can fully access that upper deck and the forward deck directly from one path. You don't have to go inside then out. And then it's hidden nicely, but direct access to the engine room is through this door. So if we come down the spiral staircase, it's a bit dark down here. I apologize. I'm sure there are lights, but I do not see where they are. Give me a second. We'll just keep it moving. This is the chief engineer space. You can see how they can monitor into the engine room. But we can open this up. And you can see your engines and generators on either side. I am not going to crawl all the way down there for you today. Some days I might feel up for it, but not today. But I'm sure you can access more storage and systems down here. This yacht comes with a pair of Cat C32 Acert engines rated at 1600 horsepower. Your top speed is 16.5 knots. You can cruise at 11 knots, and you're looking at 25 to maybe 2600 nautical miles of range. Pretty decent for a yacht like this. Obviously, you're not crossing oceans, but you can still travel a considerable distance. And then let's close this behind us before I start rambling. But then from this space, you can also access the back of the tender garage, which we saw earlier through this door. I really like how they integrated this door right into the other one. And we'll give you one more look at the main salon before we sign off. Thank you, of course, to Worth Avenue Yachts for granting us access on board. This is a pretty interesting, pretty cool Sanlorenzo yacht. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And we will catch you next time.